In a world where the thin blue line is meant to protect and serve, what happens when that line is crossed? When those sworn to uphold justice fall from grace? What leads someone entrusted with maintaining law and order to the depths of corruption and inebriation? Can they ever escape the consequences of their actions? Join us as we uncover the shocking stories of those who dared to be both drunk and corrupt. Our first stop is in New Jersey, on an ordinary afternoon in April 2018, where things are about to take a wild turn. Concerned neighbors call the police when they spot a truck driving erratically towards Route 9, narrowly avoiding multiple crashes. The officers who rush to the scene expect to encounter troublemakers, but could never have imagined their own boss causing the chaos. Did you know that police officers often have body cameras for transparency and accountability? It's like a silent witness, capturing every move and word. In this case, one officer cleverly turns on his body cam upon recognizing the troublemaker as their own superior, Lieutenant John A. Chu. This simple action changes the course of events. These officers aren't ones to back down, so they do what they gotta do. They reach out to another lieutenant and consult with a fellow officer to figure out the best course of action. A suggestion is made to turn off the body cams for a conference, but that's a clever ruse to avoid the inevitable. If they hadn't been in use, who knows how differently things would have unfolded. After a tense 5 minutes, the officers finally confront Lieutenant Chu. They decide to test him for DUI, and as you might guess, the results aren't in his favor. Chu can't even walk a straight line, let alone raise a leg and hold the position. The officers have no choice but to detain him. The surprising part? Even after all this tension and confrontation, Lieutenant Chu continues to resist. It's almost like he thinks he's above the law. He even dares to sit in the front seat of the police car, ignoring the gravity of the situation. Now that's some audacity. After a tense confrontation, Lieutenant Chu was handcuffed and placed in the police car. Unlike normal protocol, his hands get cuffed in the front instead of the back. Despite the absence of footage, reports reveal his defiant gesture, repeatedly raising his middle finger towards the officers. Shockingly, his blood alcohol concentration reached a life-threatening 0.36, leading to immediate hospitalization. Chu's reckless actions led to his arrest for DUI. The aftermath was that he was suspended and then fired from duty. To add financial sting to his downfall, he was slapped with a $700 fine. Now, meet Chief Deputy Michael Dunn, whose night took a dark turn on a rural road in Boone, Arkansas. A police officer notices Dunn swerving dangerously. Suspicious, the officer decides to intervene. Little did he know he was up against the chief deputy himself. Even in the face of the law, Dunn tried to strike a deal to escape consequences. But here's the kicker: body cameras don't lie. Realizing he couldn't use his status to his advantage, Dunn found himself in deep water. Not only did he face fines and resignation, he was also sentenced to a year behind bars. Talk about a fall from grace. But hold on, our roller coaster of rogue cops doesn't end there. Enter Pinellas County Deputy Sheriff Shelby Elise Cornelio, whose highway escapade landed her in a heap of trouble. Imagine speeding at 56 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone, all while driving erratically. When pulled over, Elise's first defense was her badge, declaring she's a Pinellas County deputy, but badges don't excuse breaking the law. As the officers investigated, it became clear Elise was under the influence. Sobriety tests ensued, and folks, it was a disaster. She stumbled through every test, showing blatant disregard for the seriousness of the situation. When confronted about her alcohol intake, she clammed up. With a staggering 0.206% blood alcohol level, she was way over the limit. The consequence? Immediate dismissal from duty. This shows that no badge, title, or rank can shield you from the consequences of corrupt actions.